Hi, it's Lee from On Your Marks Wrestling, and I'm here with a Raw review. In case you can't tell from the sound of my voice, I am kind of dying right now. And I figured, you know what, it could be kind of funny to record this just to see how bad I feel. Now, I'm listening to myself and I see myself and I don't look nearly as bad as I feel right now. And maybe that's just a testament to what I normally look like, but either way, I just want you to know I feel really terrible. So Raw, it starts with Angle in the ring. It reminds us of the match he's got set for WrestleMania with Rousey versus the McMahon's Helmsley combo. He also then makes an announcement that Brock will not be at the show. This prompts Roman Reigns to come out and basically to call out Angle as a weak middleman. Also calls out Brock, but mostly calls out Vince McMahon for not letting him know about this. He said he was in the back and Vince McMahon didn't bother telling him. Reigns walks in, goes to McMahon. They go into his office. They go to commercial. They come back. Reigns walks out. McMahon does an interview, reveals that Reigns is suspended. The crowd pops for that. And then McMahon promises that he basically kind of talks down Roman quite a bit. And then he promises that Brock will be there next week. Excuse me. That's the first. Next, we have a match between Sasha and Sonya Deville. Sasha is accompanied with a reluctant Bayley. Sonya Deville obviously is with Absolution. It's an average match. The note I made is that they probably are the two women that throw the best knees in the company. At least that sliding knee. Bayley protects Sasha during the match from interference. But at the end, after Sasha wins, Absolution attacks Sasha, and Bayley is nowhere to be found. Next thing we get is an announcement that Kid Rock is entered into the Hall of Fame. Personal opinion on that, I don't like his music at all, but he was a big part of WWE. I have no problem with his selection. It's better than most of the celebrity selections, to be honest. Then we have a Miz TV segment where Miz tries to goad first Rollins, then Balor into kind of getting angry with each other, but instead they turn to Miz. They get a little bit of not revenge, but they attack him a little bit. But then Rollins ends up attacking Balor, so I guess it kind of did work at the end. Then later on, the Bar comes out, and they're supposed to be in a match, I believe, and they're attacked by the Miztourage. And then every other tag team in the company basically attacks the Bar. And this has something to do with the fact that they've been going on social media and just doing some crazy stuff. I might have skipped over something, but I believe there's something in between. But they end up in the back at some point talking to Angle. Excuse me. And Angle says, and they're demanding trades and stuff like that. They're saying they're disrespected. Angle says, no, we want you here. I can't trade you. But I will set up a tag team battle royal for the right to face him at WrestleMania. Excuse me. I'm going to have a sip of water. So we have John Cena. He cuts a long promo. Talks about going to WrestleMania in a different path as a fan. Then he pokes fun at Reigns' heat with the crowd, which was kind of interesting. Then he calls out The Undertaker pretty harshly and says, I want to face Undertaker at WrestleMania. So kind of setting up that match that everybody thought would happen. Elias is wearing a kimono and a neck brace as he looks really dejected and decides against playing his actual song in the ring. Everything about that made me laugh, so that's great. Then Braun cuts an I don't have a WrestleMania match, I'm angry, I'm going to make my own path to WrestleMania promo. It was exactly what he needed to do. Then you have Rollins versus Balor. It's a back and forth match. Starts a little slowly, but eventually picks up. Rollins goes for a superplex into the Falcon Arrow, which is one of his kind of go-to moves, except not usually with the superplex. Balor manages a really tight inside cradle. I don't know why, but I wrote that. I was like, I don't think anybody could kick out of that thing. It was locked in really well. It looked good. Excuse me. Asuka's out to explain her decision. Bliss and James interrupt and say she's ducking Bliss. Asuka says Charlotte is kind of the woman she wants to beat. Says she's the best. Bliss calls for Jax, who never comes. So eventually, Bliss and Mickie James attack Asuka, and there's a match between Asuka and Mickie James. The match is actually kind of evenly matched, surprisingly. Asuka has a leg injury that James kind of exploits, but eventually Asuka gets the Asuka lock on and she wins. Then we cut to the back, and Bliss confronts Nia, who explains that she already had a match, and Kurt Angle told her not to go out. Bliss manipulates Nia into saying that she'll be there for her match next week, and she basically does this kind of says she loves her and all this stuff. Nia has a squash match, does exactly what she should do, and then a private Bliss and James conversation is aired publicly, where Bliss basically just says like she manipulates Nia emotionally because Nia's weak and all this kind of stuff, and it's you're kind of thinking like, oh, why would they do it this way? And there's no kind of, it doesn't make sense. But then Charlie Caruso comes in and says, hey, by the way, I'm sorry I'm late for this interview. It's super busy. But I want to let you know that our sound was picking up everything, and it was shown publicly. So they kind of explained the situation, which I liked. And Bliss and James just realize, okay, they need to run away. And then Nia comes in and she just kind of wreaks havoc on everything, and she's just so angry. And first she was emotional, then she got angry. It's a really good angle. I like it a lot. I'm gonna have a sip of water before I cough. I probably will cough anyway. Graves cracks up. I wrote this down. Graves cracks up the Coach and Cole introducing the Ultimate Deletion, basically just calling them idiots and going into all these details about the Ultimate Deletion. It was good. And they show kind of a preview clip. I wrote that the line of the night goes to the ref who asks Kurt if he did something wrong when he's told that he's reffing the Ultimate Deletion. So I thought that was pretty good. I just thought that ref had good comedic timing. So then we end up with the tag team battle royal at the end of the night, and Strowman shows up after everybody else walks in and basically enters himself into this tag team battle royal, and he starts eliminating people right from the get-go. Eventually he's kind of taken out using steps, so like a bunch of people take him out. Match goes on, a few people will get eliminated. Excuse me. And then Strowman gets back into the match, and he basically, he wins. He just throws a couple people out. It was pretty good. And then the announcers were kind of questioning the the legitimacy, I can't even speak, of Strowman's win, but I suspect this is his WrestleMania match, and if it is, I think that's a great idea, and if he wins a tag team title, it'd be hilarious. So I was pretty happy with that. I went through this much faster than I normally do. Maybe I should be sick more often. I'm surprised I haven't sneezed yet. Earlier I sneezed into my own eye. That was pretty special. And you guys can think about that. You're welcome. All right. Thanks for watching.